On Britain's streets, a battle is raging. Over 11 million of us rent.
Oh, God.
But thousands fall victim to rogue landlords.
There's just water cascading through here.
Why should I live like this?
2 million of us are private landlords.
He's owed almost £10,000 in rent.
But many face financial ruin at the hands of bad tenants.
You're supposed to be out by yesterday.
Well, we're still here.
Get your hands up.
Don't push.
And that is what you're dealing with.
In this series, we're on the front line with the enforcement officers who crack down on rogue landlords.
There's a lot of scams going on.
This is gross exploitation. It just can't continue.
And the experts whose job it is to evict bad tenants.
This kind of stump boils my blood.
It can be a little bit scary at times. Hey! Go! We call the police! Everyone's in place.
In this episode, a dawn raid uncovers a dangerous slum property.
Passports?
A couple in Manchester take on a rent-dodging YouTube celebrity.
Just infuriates me.
No, don't touch my door!
A London landlord fights to reclaim his home.
Hey!
Go!
Jesus Christ.
And a drugs den is discovered in Essex.
Look at how they're living. There's needles everywhere.
Hampstead, one of the capital's most desirable neighbourhoods. Landlord Paul Bloom has rented out his property here for 12 years and never had any trouble. 8 months ago, all that changed when he began getting complaints from neighbours about his latest tenant, Muhammad Ali.
I said to the guy, you've got to keep noise down, otherwise, you're just breaking every rule and every clause in the contract. My tenant said, if you don't stop ringing my door buzzer, I'm going to come round and teach you a lesson. And then I got a text saying, well, I'm not paying the rent. He actually told me he wasn't paying the rent.
It's now been nearly 6 months since the tenant last paid the rent, and Paul is owed over £9,000.
I live literally 2 roads away from this, and I have to drive past on a daily basis. And it was just winding me up, making my blood boil. I was getting proper stressed by it.
A week ago, he won an eviction order at court, and he's asked eviction specialist Paul Champlina from Landlord Action to hand-deliver the notice.
Paul had lived at the property, and of course he knew all the neighbours, so he was getting it in the ear from all the neighbours about the complaints and the antisocial behaviour. So I knew that it could be quite fractious, and I knew that the first meeting could be lively. Let's just save that. You need to get the property back. We need to try and recoup your losses. OK, let's go and do this, Paul.
Okay,
have you got the keys, haven't you?
Yeah,
OK.
yeah.
The court order gives Muhammad and his family 2 weeks to leave the property.
You're quite jittery. You don't know what reaction you're going to get. Hello, Mohammed. Hi, Mohammed.
Hi.
Yeah.
This is the letter from Paul. He got a possession order last week. You have to be out of the property by the 25th of July. Okay. Are you going to be leaving then?
No, I am.
He's owed almost £10,000 in rent.
I am waiting for court.
What do you mean you're waiting for the court? We've been to court last week.
Later for court.
Okay. So, okay, but this is the letter explaining what happened at court last week.
Yeah.
Okay, so take the letter.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
He hasn't had any rent for months. Okay. Doesn't want to talk. Okay. I was happy you took the letter, and I thought that was it, and I'll just be on my way. Going now, okay?
Sit down. Come in, please. No.
The police, call the police.
Is this stopping me? Go where later for court? Where?
The letter's going to come. And then he really kicked off.
Go out!
We're going now.
Go!
We're going now.
No, don't touch my door! Go, man! Go! Go! Go!
Hey,
Go!
hey, Mike.
Man! Go! 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 Man!
Police.
Go, man! Go!
Hey!
Go!
We'll call the police. We'll call the police.
Go!
Call the police.
Come in, police!
He just went ballistic and came straight for us. I mean, it was nuts. I mean, it was, for me, I was feeling like, Jesus, this guy, like, I've got to get out of my own flat, like, run down the stairs. It was nuts. It was terrifying.
I've got policeman.
And that's what, that is what you're dealing with.
Britain's housing crisis isn't limited to London and a few wealthy towns. With rents soaring, the number of homeless people in the east of England has almost doubled in the last 2 years. And that means empty properties are a prime target for squatters. Today, lawyer Chris Sharp from the Landlord Group has a difficult job on his hands. He's acting for a property developer who owns a former print works, which is being squatted by a group of homeless men.
I have heard some rather disturbing reports that they aren't shy when it comes to throwing themselves around, pushing people around and making a nuisance of themselves.
The very nature of a squatter's action is that you never quite know what you might meet or expect. There's always a sense of anxiety.
Chris has just won a court order telling the squatters to leave the property or be thrown out by the High Court sheriff, and he needs to serve it in person. He's hoping there won't be any trouble.
Hello? You can just see there's evidence that it's been used. Tins, cans, dirty mattress. Hello? Anybody home?
It's clear the squatters have taken over most of the building.
Hello?
But mysteriously, one area is firmly padlocked.
This lock isn't ours. That has been put on by somebody that we don't know of.
There's lots of recently opened, discarded cans of beer, bottles. Yeah, absolutely reeks in here. Anybody in there?
The property seems quiet, but just as Chris is about to leave, two men turn up.
What's going on?
I'll be honest, when these guys rode up, I had to be prepared thinking, here we go again.
Lawyer Chris Sharp has just served a possession notice on a squat in a derelict building in Chelmsford. The occupants must leave immediately or be physically evicted by High Court sheriffs.
Are you guys living here at the moment? Yeah. Oh, OK, guys. Well, look, just doing our job today. We've got the court order. It's a forthwith order, so basically there's no right to be in there anymore. But clearly you are.
Well, yeah. Well, we're going to stay until basically the bailiff's coming throw us out. We've got stuff up there. If you want, you can come and have a look at the premises. It's not a shithole or nothing like that. It's tidy. We're homeless, but we're not animals.
OK.
As you can see.
Yeah. If you want, if we can go and have a quick look, that's
no
absolutely
worries.
fine.
Yeah, it smells a bit damp downstairs, obviously, but we live upstairs and it is reasonable. It's not brilliant, but it's better than getting your head kicked in living on the street.
Yeah, you know, like I've been homeless about 8 months now, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, you know, like all I need is a place for a month.
Yeah, and then we can sort ourselves out.
Yeah, with me ex, 19 years, split up, lost my job and then ended up homeless, yeah.
Well, I'm born and bred Chelmsford. I'm a plasterer by trade, 16-year relationship, 3 children. And unfortunately, when I split up with my missus, alcohol dependent, and yeah, things just didn't work out. And so this is the scenario I'm in now. I met Dave on the street.
Yeah.
And we pretty much kept an eye out for each other.
There are other homeless people living in the building, but the two men prefer to keep themselves to themselves.
We have took a couple of other people in, but Some of them, we didn't realise they were drug users. I'm totally against drugs, so they had to go.
I've got enough problems as it is, let alone getting on drugs and all that crap, do you know what I mean?
When you meet people like that, it does touch your heart. Suddenly, you then are faced with the reality of what you are dealing with, and it's a dichotomy. Here's my job, and here's my heart. But I have to do that job. I know you guys, you'd probably say that like, it's safer than being on the streets. I get that. My job today isn't in any way to have a confrontation with you, just to let you know, look, the order's being made, it's forthwith. You know how it works. There will be a point in the future that if you don't leave, then the bailiffs or the sheriffs will turn up.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, like, you know, I don't want no trouble. Yeah.
Listen, guys, I'm not taking more of your time, but thank you for your hospitality, okay? Cheers.
The two men and the rest of the squatters will have about a week before the sheriffs arrive to kick them out.
I'm not going back on the street. I am not going back on the street. I'm not doing it. I am fed up of people out for a good time. They see a homeless person, they think, oh, right, let's have a little bit of fun with them, start kicking you, throwing dog ends over you, pissing on you. It's not nice, so I'm not going back on the street, no way. People out there like it, that's up to them, but I'm not doing it. I'm a bit more human than that.
It's been 3 weeks since Paul Bloom's tenant chased him out of his property. This morning, he and his legal advisor, Paul Champlina, are heading back to evict him.
Last time I went to the property, I served the letter on Mr. Ali, who's the tenant, and he lost it. And he ended up lashing out, tried to kick me, and he even spat at me, which was nice.
Morning, Paul.
How are you?
Yeah, glad this is finally here, yeah.
How you feeling?
Yeah, a little bit apprehensive, you know.
Yeah, well...
Never sure how he's going to...
After our last Visits Antics, you never know what's going to happen.
I was proper nervous that day. I remember feeling almost sick with, like, nerves.
You all right, Scott? Hi, mate, how are you? This is Paul, the landlord. Hello, nice to meet you.
The High Court Sheriff, Scott Hines, and his men will lead the eviction. Mohammed, his wife, and 2 children have just 30 minutes to leave the property.
Hello, Mr. Ali. You got any keys?
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, you've got a key on the other side. So
Has he?
Yeah.
Has he? He's
definitely in there. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Ali. Yeah. Now, just speak to me, though.
No, not big truth.
I'm a bailiff, sir. You understand what's happening this morning?
I understand. Okay.
You ready to leave for me?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, I'm going to come in, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
1 minute.
Yeah.
1 minute. It's my work lady.
Okay, that's fine, but she still has to leave.
Okay.
Okay, we'll leave the door.
Please, please,
Yeah.
please.
Okay, well, they can stay there. If
No,
he
okay,
wants,
no problem.
If he wants to come in, he
Right,
can.
Mr. Ali,
but
can I come in with him?
obviously
You come in, no problem. Come and sit. No problem.
So you need to pack up for me, please. Yeah. You can get yourself dressed, get your wife dressed.
Yeah.
You've got about half an hour.
Okay, look. Where are you going? One day, 2 day, one.
No. I just told you half an hour, it's only 1 week. You don't seem to understand. You're leaving here this morning.
Yeah.
Simple as that. You need to get your wife dressed, get your children awake, and then you all need to leave. He can start changing the locks as soon as he's ready to pull.
Yeah, okay. Psychologically, you've got to have the locksmith there to start changing the locks, because then it's real, it's happening. And when that started happening, he just did not accept that he had to leave.
Get a bag ready for the children.
Yeah.
You know, whatever the children need, whatever your wife needs. Because if you're going away for a couple of days and then you need to leave, please.
15 minutes later, Mohammed is still haggling for extra time.
Yeah. You've not got an hour, you've got a half hour. Start packing. Time's ticking away.
I just don't understand how they think they can just carry on living without, they know they're not paying rent, they know this is going to happen at some point, but they still try and get more time. For what?
With just 5 minutes to go, a friend of the family comes to help.
Hello. We've got about 5 minutes, madam, please.
Yeah, but you can't
Madam, I let you come in here because you said you're going to help. If you're going to hinder, then you need to leave. Okay? So if you're going to help, then help them. If you're just going to cause me problems, then you have no right to...
I'm not causing you problems.
Let's get these suitcases and let's start going, please. But come on, then, time to go, please. Let's go. You can stand there insulting me. Come on. Let's start leaving, please. Yeah? You start shouting at me, you're going to start leaving a lot quicker. Come on. What? Get your hand got me now. Okay?
He's losing it. He's getting aggressive.
Give me 10 minutes! 10 minutes!
Give him 5 minutes.
10 minutes!
Give him 10 minutes. Scott, give him 10 minutes. Give him 10 minutes. Give him 10 minutes.
He just apologised.
I thought giving him an extra 10 minutes might calm him down a little bit. He was like that with us in the last visit.
By 8 a.m, Mohammed and his family are out on the street. If they want the rest of their belongings, they will now have to ask their ex-landlord for permission.
I felt really conflicted at the eviction. I was like, oh my God, we're throwing out this family.
Within 7 days, not a problem, but ideally as soon as possible, make an appointment and then they will be in here to let you in to take the rest of the stuff.
I remember toughening up a bit at that stage.
We're just doing our job, you understand?
You know, it's nothing that they've done wrong. Just because of the actions of him, you know, he's put his family in this position.
Scott and the bailiff's job is done, and Paul Bloom finally has his flat back.
I just need a signature for possession. Will sign this there for me, please.
Well done, you've done a great job, Scott.
Okay,
well done,
thanks
mate.
a lot.
Well done.
I'll see you all later, yeah?
In a way, it feels a bit funny because you kind of, it's been so sort of long. The whole process has taken so long to get back in here and still got a load of their crap here that they need to come back and get it. It was an awful day and I felt terrible doing it, but I needed to do it for me. I've got family to protect and I needed to get my property back. And why should I let that go for the sake of being sympathetic to someone that has ripped me off?
Just north of Manchester city centre is Prestwich, a quiet residential area popular with families. When Paul and Paula Hopwood moved out of their old home a year ago, they rented it out to Kayla Jenkins, aka YouTube makeup guru O'Kayla, and her friend Casey Petchy.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel.
The two women now owe the Hopwoods over £9,000 in unpaid rent.
Cue action.
To add insult to injury, they even boast online about their glamorous new home.
This is a tour of the property they did.
It's that room where we do shoots.
Just infuriates me.
And their young fans are suitably impressed.
Wow, you guys have a beautiful house and such good taste in decor, very pretty. You guys have done so well to get a place like that at a young age.
The Hopwoods recently heard that Casey has moved out, but O'Kayla is still there. So a fortnight ago, they went to court and won an eviction order. Today is the deadline, and the couple are on their way to see if their tenant has obeyed the order and left.
What else could we do? She just seems like, you know, she's sitting in the castle laughing at us.
They're worried by what they'll find, as the last time Paul visited, he was in for a shock.
As I walked in, the house absolutely stunk of dog feces and urine. I looked, she had 5 dogs, 4 cats, 2 budgies, 2 guinea pigs and 3 rabbits. And in the rent agreement, we'd made it quite clear that no pets were allowed. Oh, she's left us a little note.
There we go.
Still here, 9th of August, do not enter.
Oh, it makes my blood boil.
That is just the ultimate of cheek.
Doesn't surprise me the least bit, though. Not the tiniest bit.
She's in there, she's making money in our house, using it as a film set for her videos and not paying her rent. And there's not a thing we can do.
It was literally just a big middle finger to us, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, look, just dirty. That is actually one of our pillows. Ruined.
Even though no one's answering the door, it appears their tenant is not only home, but has called 999.
Oh, where's the police?
Here we go. And, you know, we're just 2 nice, normal people, and, you know, we're having to deal with the police. It's quite scary, it's quite daunting.
We've got an eviction order that runs out today, so we're the landlords.
She hasn't paid any rent for 5 months, but she's still sitting pretty in there.
So she's not paid?
She owes 10,000.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, she's in. She's just
now.
playing a game, isn't she? She's trying everything in her grasp to try and stay in the property.
Right. She's got a vehicle booked for Monday at 4 o'clock to come and take all her property out of the house.
Can I not be here just to make sure she doesn't take anything out of the property?
What I'm going to say is if you ring us up and arrange for a patrol to come here at whatever time you're going to... We're not going to assist in any sort of moving or any arguments or all that. Literally all it's going to be is preventing a breach of the peace.
How'd the house smell when you went in?
It's pungent.
Is it?
Just trying to mess with our lives, totally, you know, it was just beyond words.
It's the job of Harrow Council housing team to protect tenants from unscrupulous landlords in the private sector. Housing officer Andrew Sedman is responding to reports of overcrowding in a flat behind a row of shops.
A lot of the hallmarks of overcrowding are things like noise nuisance, antisocial behaviour, and then of course you've got all the rubbish accumulation from fly tipping, and usually that's very close to where the property is. Look at all that. Terrible. That is ridiculous.
The rubbish is almost certainly connected to the overcrowded flat that Andrew is investigating.
See, this kind of thing happens when you have a lot of people living above a property and no bins. This probably just goes all the way around the corner. Right.
Discarded mattresses in the backyard are another clue.
Yeah, let's have a word.
Andrew spots someone who may be connected to the property.
Hi, sir. Yep. You live here?
Yeah.
Have they given you any bins yet? There's your answer. He don't want to talk because he's basically just gone and fly tipped. I think this guy could be the tenant. Let's just have a word. Don't look like he wants to speak, but I do, so let's see. Sir, can I have a word? Just have a word about the flat upstairs. Is it okay for me to pop in there in a moment? Because I need to go in and inspect.
Inside?
Yeah. I've got my ID and I've got powers of entry. No? He disappeared into the shop and I was left there thinking, what can I do now? If we have a suspicion, we're going to come back with the police and we're going to come very early in the morning or late at night.
Andrew and his colleague Sheetal Rajani have arranged a raid on the property.
They're up early and see all the lights on.
They're joined by the police. Their aim is to catch the occupants before they go to work.
There's a little bit of apprehension, a bit of excitement. I don't know what to expect. Keep my voices down just in case, because people like to ring friends and that. Right, let's go and check this out. Are you ready for this? Right. Okay, this will be the one here. Yeah.
Please.
I'm from the council. Just going to show you some IDs. Okay. Passports.
As soon as they enter the living room, it's clear Andrew's hunch is correct. The flat has been turned into cheap accommodation for low-paid labourers.
How long have you lived here for? 2 weeks. You're a family, yeah?
Yeah, family. Okay.
Your names are different.
They weren't too happy to see me, but these people are in danger. If these places go up in fire, people could die. How many people staying in this room? I don't know.
Concerned for the men's safety, Andrew's determined to find out who set the place up.
Landlord? You know the name? No? How much money you pay?
No money, brother.
You don't pay?
No.
Free? Wow. I feel that these people are drilled. There's usually someone at the top taking a load of money and they're programmed to say, whatever you do, don't tell the truth. Just think of something to get them out the door. Do you know how many people in the whole property? We've got 8 here. How many upstairs?
I don't know.
Upstairs, Andrew and Sheetal discover all 3 bedrooms are crammed with bunk beds.
4 people here. Yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like this room's 4 people.
Yeah, there's definitely that.
Yeah.
Potentially in this room alone, you've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in just this one small room, which is probably 10 foot square. I mean, come on. There's too many people here. It's just so dangerous. There's another bed here, so...
Yeah, even there is another here.
This is just really out of order.
But it's the final room that's the most shocking.
In this bedroom, how many people sleeping? 5? 5 people.
Sharing just one small space is a family of 5, including 2 children and a month-old baby.
And who's your landlord?
I don't know the name.
How do you pay your rent? Cash?
Yeah.
Cash, okay.
You get people subletting, they're making a lot of money, they're getting money in cash. These people might be paying cheap rent, but when there's a lot of them, the markup is high, there's big bucks involved.
Andrew and Sheetal have seen enough. Their job now is to find the person responsible.
People deserve better than this. No smoke alarms. Got no chance in a fire. This is totally crazy. We need to find out who owns this place.
Landlord and builder Paul Hopwood is on his way to inspect his 4-bedroom rental property in Prestwich, Manchester. His tenant, Kayla Jenkins, better known as YouTube makeup and style vlogger O'Kayla, is due to leave at 4 p.m. Paul wants to be certain she goes.
She said she's got a van booked and she's going today. So hopefully we'll get the house back. I dread to think what it's going to be like and how much it's going to cost.
When Paul arrives at the property, he's not sure what he'll find. Before going in, he heads round the back to check whether she's left.
I think she might have gone, you know, the TV's gone.
Kayla now owes over £10,000 in rent, But that doesn't include the legal fees or the cost of any repairs. And from first glance, it looks like there could be a lot.
Look at the rubbish everywhere. She'd never once emptied the bins, she'd just thrown the bin bags in the garden. The cat wee and dog wee all over the curtains. Paula is going to freak when she sees this.
For the couple, this is personal. This used to be their family home, a place full of memories.
Spent 10 years in the house, making it our own, bringing up our babies there, and you know, she knew all this. I discussed all this with her and said, you know, you need to love and respect it as we do, and you know, yeah, of course we will, you know.
Oh my God, look at the bottom of the curtains.
And then to just walk in and see that it had just been completely wrecked was just absolutely soul-destroying.
Oh my God. Oh, the smell. Oh, it actually makes me feel like I'm going to be sick, that smell.
Even though the tenancy agreement clearly said no pets, Kayla at one point kept 5 dogs, 4 cats, 2 budgies, 2 guinea pigs, and 3 rabbits here.
There's dog crap on the curtains. Oh my God, look at that. It hurt my eyes when I walked in, the smell was that bad. So I was in shock at the absolute mess she'd left.
Look at the mirror. Wow. How do you do that? Smashed everywhere.
Down in the basement gym, there's another nasty surprise.
Little box of poos. It's just sitting there. It's disgusting.
The dog has actually chewed the staircase.
Oh my God. Wow. That
Put
is
your hand in there.
something else, isn't it?
Oh my God, the smell up here is even worse. Look at that.
Wallpaper coming off the wall.
Skirting boards all chewed.
I mean, why would we wash our hands? We'll just wipe them on the curtain, yeah?
She's
Don't need
just
to wash
wiped
them.
her hands on the
Let's just wash them on here, hey?
A brand new mattress. Oh, look at that. Stains all over the bed.
It looks like every room in the property has been damaged.
The whole house is going to have to be ripped out.
Everything's going to have to be ripped out, all the carpets.
It's just thousands and thousands of pounds of damage.
Totally and utterly appalled at what she's done to our home. Just can't believe it.
Are you okay?
I'm not okay now. I'm appalled. I feel sick. I feel just really sick. Not just from the smell.
In response to the allegations made, Kayla Jenkins states she kept fewer pets than her landlord claims and that Mr. Hopwood was aware she had a puppy. Ms. Jenkins alleges Mr. Hopwood is a rogue landlord who is making false claims she left the property in poor condition and that the house was thoroughly cleaned by her mother on the day she moved out. She does acknowledge a mirror was damaged. Kayla states she fell into arrears when her self-employed work dried up and that she was keen to work out a payment plan with her landlords. Harrow housing officer Andrew Sedman's investigation into the slum property is gathering pace. He's tracked down the landlords.
Right, OK, we've got a big problem here, sir. Or should I rephrase that? You have a big problem here.
Mr. Chowdhury, whose wife is named as the owner, claims the property was managed by a letting agent and he knew nothing of the overcrowding.
Right. Possibly the tenants from there subletting, but to be honest, I don't care. It's down to him to get it sorted out.
Whoever is responsible, Andrew's determined to make the property safe, which means Mr. Chowdhury has a lot of work to do.
Mattresses are going in the van. Funny that, isn't it? Wow. Well, that's good news. That's what I want to see. You're clearing out this one, yeah? Oh, that's good. Morning, sir.
Mr. Chowdhury arrives and lets Andrew and Sheetal in to inspect the property.
And now this room is called living room.
Yeah.
In here we found a load of bunk beds in here and a lot of people. This room is very populated. Yeah, it's very different now.
It's clear the occupants have gone and the flat is no longer dangerously overcrowded. But Mr. Chowdhury claims he is the victim.
It's not my fault that somebody has put those people inside. Look, all the posters here, they would not let me come in. So how do I know how many were in there? I sent people for the electrical certificates, for the gas certificates. They never let them in. They don't open the door. And these people come in and ruin the
But as
property.
a landlord, your responsibility to look
But I have a
after your
responsibility.
property.
Yeah, I am looking after my property. That's not a problem. But if somebody comes in and don't let me come in, how am I supposed to look after?
Then you can solve the notice.
Oh, please, don't tell me what to do, what not to do.
Andrew and Sheetal can only hope the tenants have found somewhere safe to live.
I'm just happy that it's empty and there's no one at risk in here now. That's the main thing, it just boils down to that. It's empty, no one in danger.
In Essex, a former print works has been taken over by a group of squatters. Today, Chris Sharp is joining High Court sheriffs to have them evicted.
You can never second guess what reaction you'll get from squatters. From what I've seen so far, these squatters seem amicable enough. They were pleasant, they spoke to us, they even invited us into the property. But the bottom line is they weren't prepared to leave. So that means that we've got to get the sheriffs involved.
Meeting Chris at the property is the building's owner, Dean Morrissey.
Dean.
Hello.
How are you?
You all right?
Yeah, very good. These are demolition guys. Yeah.
Dean has been given planning permission to build 5 flats on the site, but first he needs to demolish the derelict building. So he needs a sheriff to clear out the squatters.
This is the sheriff.
Sheriff's office! Can you show yourself, please? Sheriff's office!
It looks like the 2 homeless men Chris met before may have left, but the other rooms still need to be checked.
Sheriff's office, can you show yourself?
In a separate part of the building, Chris makes a shocking discovery.
You see the needles there? Just be careful, guys. Guys, just be careful, our needles. There's plenty more over there. Yeah.
Another group of squatters have been using the building as a drugs den.
Jesus Christ. Look at how they're living. They're living on a piece of insulation and there's needles and stuff everywhere. It's just absolutely horrendous.
Now they're sure every room is empty, the demolition team move in.
If your guys want to start...
We're going to fence off. We've got to fence off because obviously health and safety.
Nobody's coming back in here now.
No, good.
An hour after the demolition starts, one of the squatters Chris met before arrives to collect his possessions.
My blue rucksack, big rucksack, that's what I need out of there.
He wants his blue rucksack.
Can't go in. Can't go in there, building site.
Can you get it for
He wants
us?
us to go in there for him.
Yeah, it's just one rucksack. It's upstairs on that.
Can't get upstairs till tomorrow.
Yeah,
I
what
can't
time?
get upstairs till tomorrow, mate.
Yeah.
Tomorrow
Yeah,
morning,
fine.
all right?
Yeah, what time?
About this time tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. Because I'd have made me way in then. It's so dangerous now, the stairs are gone.
No, that's cool, that's fair enough. Yeah. Back on the street again, isn't I?
When it's safe to go up there, we'll look for your rucksack. Don't come back here tonight, though, will you? Because it's dangerous. All right?
All right. Cheers, yeah?
As the squatter heads off, it soon becomes clear that he's not the only one who's left something behind in the building.
You want me on, mate?
Yeah, I've just got stuff in there. I've only just got out of jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my stuff's been here for 5 weeks. Serious? It's my property, isn't it?
Excuse me. Out.
It's my property.
No.
If the guy's just come out of prison, you know, he needs to be going to the authorities because this isn't a place for anybody. This is no halfway house.
I've been incarcerated for a couple of months. That's HM prison, so I've just got out of jail. This is my belongings. That's all I've got. You know, I'm disgusted about it, to be honest, because I've lost my job. I've got 5 children. I've lost my job, everything. My life's just gone bang. I need help. I need help. I'm not asking for help. I've gone. I need help.
They can't find nowhere for you to live?
No, mate. No.
Is there no one that can help you?
No, no one can help me. Chelmsford is riddled with homeless people.
Yeah.
It's riddled, mate. I'm telling you.
But the problem, I mean, honestly, the problem we've got now is this is now a building site.
Oh, no problem.
No, I'm just saying, you can't come in here no matter what. It's honestly, I swear to you now, it's dangerous.
We can't go looking for tobacco and all that sort of stuff. I'm sorry, now, mate. But, yeah, let me shake your hand.
That's all right.
Take that.
And there's some good people around who do things like that. You do get some good people.
I think to myself, just takes that little bit of bad luck, lose your job, next minute you know you can't pay your rent. What do? You walk out, you live on the streets. They all not sticking needles in their arms and not all relying on alcohol, they just are stuck.
Next time,
I've never had this much stress in my life.
a landlord in Southampton struggles to evict squatters.
You want to have a chat?
Housing enforcement officers uncover dangerous conditions in Harrow.
You can't be living like this. You guys could die. It's not a joke.
A tenant in Port Talbot pushes her landlord to the limit.
She assumes that she can live there ad infinitum free of charge.
And a London landlord is made homeless by her tenants.
I ended up sleeping in McDonald's for around 6 weeks.